Perfect. So today we're gathering for this monthly trance circle that I have been kind of cobbling together for us because I felt like it would be nice to at least, touch base once a week if you wanted to. So this, along with the Arcane Alchemy Circle, is an opportunity to kind of work with what is sort of my channel, my medicine, while also just allowing ourselves a little bit of time, at least once a week, to really kind of, or, once a month in the case of this specific series, to sit and be with the self and relax. And I know that we went over in the first ever session. Thank you to those who are returning even from that. And thank you to those who are entirely new as well. Thank you. We went over a little bit about what trance is, but I do want to repeat myself because I do believe that it bears some repeating. Trance, of course, is a type of meditation in which you are really turning off the thinking mind, and at the same time kind of opening yourself up for seeing, for visions. If you're a psychic reader or if you're a spiritual medium, you might actually be pretty familiar with this kind of technique, and use some mediums, in fact, teach that this is the way you begin any mediumship session. So it's kind of like going deep into yourself as if you were about to receive mediumship for yourself in a way. The other thing that is kind of useful and exciting about this is that this technique is very, very old and very, very ancient. And my background, which I didn't share, I usually do, is this safe to do one solo? Yes, it is. This is not like you're not calling the spirits to you if you don't want to. So this has nothing to do with calling spirits. I definitely didn't mean to scare anyone with that. It's very safe. This is only like a preparation stage in a way. And it's like, if you are concerned, I've got you. I've got lots of obsidian here with me. I've got my spirits. I've got my beings, I've got my deities, and I work with exorcism. So if spirits are in any way frustrating or troubling you, you can always reach out to me and we can discuss what to do about that in, a more private setting, not in a class setting, but, it's always available. But this is not really about calling in the spirits. It's more about calling in yourself. And so as I was saying this, excuse me, but, just that this is something that's very ancient, and many, many, many traditions of our ancestors, of the ancestors of the world, have used trance as an opportunity for basically use this as an opportunity for, how do I say it, ceremony. It's kind of the ability to open yourself up to ceremony. And when I say ancient, I'm talking about going back as far as the Egungun tradition of, West Africa, where there is kind of the ecstatic dance where you go into trance and you welcome in your ancestors to speak to you. But that's just one example. My background, the ancestry that I'm pulling in is from Northern Europe, as well as, so like Norse traditions, a little bit of the Celtic Druid traditions, a bit of the Slavic traditions. And then also on the other side of my family, calling in ancient Babylon and the conversation that it had with ancient Egypt. So when I am working with all of this, you see that trance. If anyone is familiar with Norse work, the Seder is literally about, you have your staff, you have your chair, you have your meditation outfit, and you go in with like your uniform and you go into the trance, and that is considered like sanctioned by the gods. Odin and Freya and Freyr, no, excuse me, not Freyr, Frigg were all doing the work of Seder, specifically Frigg, and Odin was considered one of the only kind of male Seder practitioners, but it isn't unusual. And, I think that those who practice the trance of Seder, of ancient Norse, like I see some folks with they, them pronouns, and, this was an opportunity to even like be, non-conformer. this was an opportunity to be someone in the middle and to use your status as someone in the middle as part of your tool and part of your channel for the trance. So these were all very holy opportunities, tools, and this was really a very mystical way to kind of just go into meditation. Now, the final piece that I like to talk about is that basically I am also pulling from, since I'm working with the Babylonian tradition, and as I like to say in a lot of my circles, I kind of am pulling from sort of the very ancient roots of esoteric traditions. And then from there, moving through kind of like also modern witchcraft and animism, and looking at the esoteric both through its roots in Babylon, as well as the ways that it is when interpreted and reinterpreted in kind of modern magical theory. And one of the greatest ways that this kind of esoteric tradition has been brought forth is through alchemy and through kind of mystical Christianity, Byzantium, and mystical Islam. Now, I will be celebrating Ramadan in the next month, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm a little scared, but I'm always happy to do so. And, I've been considering not whether or not I should do Ramadan circles. So if anyone ever has feedback on whether or not they'd like to be here for a weekly Ramadan meetup of just kind of like downloading, let me know. We'll figure that out. Or let me know so that I can decide if it's worth doing or not. I did do it last year, and I found very fruitful. So thinking about that as well. But with Ramadan coming up, I wanted to also touch on Sufi trance work, which is kind of what I'm pulling from today. I'm not fully enforcing Sufism on anyone today, but I'm using some of the tactics. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about what that means and how that's going to relate to like what we're doing, because trance work for Sufis was considered like the way to be not only in conversation with yourself, but in conversation with the divine, and use that to mean whatever you want to here. This trance, for those who aren't familiar with Sufis, it's basically a mystical Islam, and it has its roots in kind of the older Babylonian mysticism, Zoroastrian mysticism, all of that amazing ancient stuff. And so meditation in this context was called muraqaba. No, excuse me, muraqaba. And muraqaba is observation. So what we were doing and what the Sufis would do is to go within, to watch over the spiritual heart, and to observe the heart's relation, not only to the physical surroundings, but to the divine surroundings. And from there to observe and gain insights. And, as for those, I think there are a few people here who came to my Sufi circles, and you might remember that a great part of Sufism is trying to understand the divine secret. And it's like the project of that kind of mysticism and trance work. So this is about, if you go in, how much of your own divine secret can you observe while you're meditating? So that's something also that we're going to be considering. And it's really kind of about almost like a full letting go of ego, so that you can be in more of a state of just pure consciousness. And that's really what we're hoping to achieve today, is to quiet ourselves down, to feel relaxed, to feel replenished, but then to do so in a way where we're open to the divine. And as some may have seen on my Instagram, I'm still kind of trying to figure out what I want to do with that project, but I have some background in Sufi whirling as well. And that whirling, that process of kind of, as the planets are spinning, we are spinning too, and everything is spinning. That's a little bit what we're going to be looking at, as well as kind of like, how can we go from third dimensional mind to clarity, to kind of universe cosmos clarity today. So it's going to be one meditation, and I think we're really right on time to get started. So if anyone has any questions, you're always welcome to post it in the chat. Otherwise, where I ask for the music to get started, please, and I will get us going. Okay. Now this is where if you have any tools you're working with, you're welcome to. We're not really doing any kind of magic today, but it's always nice to work with your tools if you have them. So let's take a moment now and be with the silence in the body. Knowing that voices are speaking in each one of our nerves and in our muscles and in our stored memories, but that there is also stillness. There is quietness, and we are tuning in to the places of quietness within. Letting the breath fall naturally from the lungs, we are calling ourselves now into the present moment, into being. Just letting the breath fall naturally. Now we're going to move into a bit of focused breath work. So I will guide you. We are going to breathe into the count of 9 and then breathe out to the count of 9. And when I say 9, we'll breathe in, and when I say 9, we'll breathe out. And as we're doing so, we are going to work with the numerology of this 9 vibration to allow all before us and behind us to end, to all come to an end so that we can arrive in this moment in time. Now together, breathing in 9. And 9, breathing out. Breathing in 9. And breathing out 9. Breathing in 9. Breathing out 9. We'll do 2 more here. As we do so, we're going to be focusing really on bringing the breath into the stomach and the heart, and really the clarifying energy of reawakening life into our bodies. 2 more here. Breathing in 9. And 9. 9. And 9. Great work, everyone. We are now all arriving into this moment together. And as we are doing so, we are letting the body rest, going into now a place of sleepiness, of somnolence, a kind of relaxed body state where the mind is awake, but all the nerves in the body are going into dream. We are taking this time not only to let the body rest, but to be comfortable and safe with the body just as it is, with no judgments, and especially no negative self-image, as much as possible, opening with kindness and care to appreciate body as well as body mind, body consciousness. Relaxing into peace and compassion. Through our feet, through our legs, through our torso. We are relaxing into kind body consciousness, giving compassion to stomach, to the nerves in the stomach, as well as to heart space, chest space. And now relaxing the shoulders and the arms, the joints, especially wrists, shoulders. Places in the body that carry heaviness, dense energy. Letting them unclench and fall further and further into sleeping dream with light compassion. serene, peaceful, dreaming body. So that from the neck down, we feel as if we are surrounded in our favorite blanket, comforted, and as our awareness is at the neck, at the back of the head, and at the forehead, the muscles in the face, we allow the release of the tension of our thoughts, of our feelings, of our stories to all be replaced with a fullness and totality of awareness. Relaxing the mind. We do not have to worry about any one person, any one experience right now. We are welcoming back all parts of ourselves that might feel scattered or uncomfortable, as we let everything drop. We are just witnessing how we are feeling, what we are holding. Being the impartial seer, the impartial witness and observer of where we are and how we got to be where we are. With expansion opening and awareness opening, so that as we are seeing, our energy is moving and shifting. This energy shifting is also now moving fully the energy within us. More and more is released. The day is released. People are released. Conversations, perceptions, needs, wants, desires. They're all removed and removed. You may notice that as you're breathing, the energy comes up. As you breathe in and as you breathe out, the energy goes down. The energy comes up as you are seeing, and the energy goes down as you are releasing. Coming up, going down. So we are removing all negative self-image, all perceptions of self-image, and in turn, removing completely all image of self. Disengaging with ego mind, with fear mind, third dimensional mind. Disengaging, releasing, pulling away until the only thing that is in your mind is the expansion of emptiness, pure emptiness. Nothing is on our minds. No thing, not one thing. The body continues to be at rest. Reflecting mind as all self-image, all ego is just fully being removed. As we are now welcoming in the feeling of trance, of hypnosis of our own selves, listening to our own voice, a voice which in turn says nothing but pure silence. The body continues to drop. The earth raising to meet us in our chair or our bed. But we are not in sleeping. We are focusing deeply, deeply, deeply focusing in this silence, in this trance. Into observation and listening. We are tapping in now to the inner spirit wisdom, our inner eye, our inner ability to dream with the divine. If you at any point find yourself popping out, that's okay. Take a breath, take a breather, and return to the quietness within. Return to the dream. And in this dream, we are seeing now a visualization, or if you cannot see it, imagining around us a vortex spinning and spinning. Starting at the center of our third eye and going further and further out. Everything on the edges, almost like the laundry machine, is washed and brought into our center, where it becomes like a pea, small pea-sized thought or feeling or expression, and it just disappears into the center of the vortex. Where everything swirls around us. Everything whirling around our inner third eye. And we are, through this vortex, remembering the divine truth of our spirits, remembering the connection that we have to the divine behind the stars, behind the great kingdoms and dimensions of this galaxy and those beyond. A connection that is not lost and is with us, like a string from the center of our vortex upwards in every moment of every day. And through ourselves, we are, as divine trance, spiritual receivers today, ready to receive the beneficence and visions of the universe. We are ready to cross the bridges of self and become infused with the unification of vibration of all creation. We are unified through the vibration of trance, like love expanding and multiplying through time. We are the observers performing the muraqabah. We are the witnesses performing sama'. We are unified. We are whole. We are quiet. We are filling with divine consciousness as it moves through the vortex of our mind. Divine spiritness, divine true and pure love, moving through our channel, our self, our nafs. We realize that this vortex is our mind, as it always is, our bodies and our consciousness, all manifestations of the cosmic ways of our being. Our galactic, universal consciousness, with us as a star at the center. We are the star, fixed point, surrounded by so many constellations and rainbow galaxies. We are fueling and refueling today, becoming warmer and more luminous and heavier with the weight of our grand brightness as we fall in line with our divine system and order and master plan from across dimensions. We are center. All are center. The universe expanding from each point simultaneously in all directions. We are the infinite center star and fixed point of every moment in our lives. And around us is the galaxy. Around us is the infinite sky. The galaxies upon galaxies. And through this all, we see the divine in every single heavenly body, every single constellation around us. And we ask now that this meditation become a space of pure visioning for us, so that at this level of expanded consciousness, our spiritual eye may fully become the observer of the eternality of infinity and the great mystical secret. I will count down from 5, and then we will simply sit together in trance, receiving a vision meant only for us. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let us listen together in silence. We'll take a final moment here in silence to listen and receive to any final divine knowing, divine wisdom meant only for us. Remembering that this infinity of consciousness and of divine connection is here for us, even in the most difficult of times, and only wants to see us expand and happy as we are able to do in our time. There's no judgment here. There's never any need to be anywhere but exactly where you are, headed towards exactly where you are going. So thank you. I'm going to say goodnight now to the folks on the Facebook Live. Thank you for joining. I'm also going to stop the recording.